Hey everyone, if you're seeing this, you're very likely going through what I'm going through because this is a very specific sort of video. Yeah, I've been little background. I've been on Kratom mostly on for 10 years almost coming up, which is crazy. Um, Obviously, like everyone else, I've been trying to quit almost every like year, and almost every year and a half, I get to the point where like I can't, like I'm so burnt out. My tolerance has gotten so high, and for me, it would make my sleep terrible, and I'm burnt out, and it doesn't work anymore, and I'm pissed, and I'm done, and then I'll stop for as short as a week or two, and as long as I think I've gotten up to 2 3 months, and I was just like, I can't. This is just intolerable for me. Um, and I'm gonna try to be a little more organized than other Kratom videos that I've seen. Because a lot of videos, everyone's so scattered and they're not very specific or detailed. I'll try to be as organized and detail oriented as I can. I started 10 years ago thinking like, oh, I was in a rough spot. I was looking for a job. I was out of college, um, and I just was looking for like a mood boost. And I was on Reddit, and the one thing that seemed uh, pretty unanimous was just like Kratom. It's pretty great. You can take it. There's mild downsides, um, but really they're not that bad. It's coffee or sugar or some other nonsense thing that it clearly isn't. So I feel like most people typically are interested in dosage too. So here's the thing. I think when people say this, they should clarify because I've taken like the gas station and head shop version. That's what they call them in like the Midwest, the head shops, which is like the CBD, the kratom, the whatever those little uh, strip mall stores are. Um, and that stuff does not work. Like I've I've gotten little 10-gram pouches of that, and it just like that stuff is very poor quality in my opinion. Not to be a purist, but like you take it for long enough. I've been on this stuff for 10 years. That like you figure out what is good and what isn't and what you like. And I would buy like 450 grams, 150 grams of maybe it was 250. I don't even remember. Of red, white, and green. Um, and do like 3 or 4 doses a day on the higher end. So, long story short, I was taking like 20, 25 grams of high quality stuff, stuff that's pretty strong. Because again, I took the bunk stuff and I'm like, this stuff sucks. It's like 1 gram of the good stuff is like 5, 6, 7, 8 grams of. I don't even know what is in the head shop stuff. It's just like nothing. Long tangent. But basically, if you take strong enough stuff, because in my opinion, like I see people that have the 7-0 withdrawals or the OPMS shots, and honestly, my withdrawal experience matches a lot of what that is. Like, just what seems to be a super intense nightmare. And I'm going to try to explain because people gloss over that part. Um, I should clarify right now, I'm like day 8 or 9, and I'm pretty gathered in my thoughts in my speech here because previously you learn every quit. You learn what works and what doesn't. I should have said my motto up front. My motto is find what works for you. I know I shouldn't have paused. Or get the help you need, essentially. Get the help you need specifically because everyone's different. There are some people that are just like, my nose ran for a day or two, and that was it. It's like, well, clearly something's up. To me, that's peculiar that that's all you experience. So good for you. I get the sense that that's not most people's experience. It would be like someone quitting smoking after 20 years of, a pack a day and being like, it was easy. It would be like, something's weird. Something doesn't sound right. But yeah, for me, I mean, like, I was already, I would already get withdrawals, like, I mean, 2, 3 hours after each dose and intense. Like, skipping one dose felt like it was already creeping into, like, full blown withdrawals. Because I've tried tapering. Tapering does not work for me. It absolutely does not work. Um, because it would affect my sleep so bad and my anxiety and depression. It was like 80% of basically just going cold turkey, which, like, is pretty damn close. It almost felt like there's no difference to me. Like, the minute I start cutting down, my body goes crazy. And, you know, this stuff really has its claws in me. I don't want to use past tense because I'm, 8 days out. And I should clarify, I've run the supplement gambit. I've done every single one I can find on Reddit or videos or what people have used. I'll run through a quick list of just ones off the top of my head. I've used like ashwagandha DLPA. I've used black seed oil, liposomal vitamin C. I've used NAC NAC. I've used all the normal vitamins, B complex, vitamin D, magnesium, you name it, fish oils, everything. Basically, none of those really help that much. Maybe magnesium is like a 3 out of 10. Like, if we're talking for like the full blown withdrawals, it's like a 2. It might help you a little at night, but it won't, like, well, this is me. I won't speak for others. None of that stuff has really worked. Black seed oil is like a little bit. It takes like the edge off, but it's still like, imagine saying it took a slight edge off of like heroin withdrawals, which, if this video gets hate, I don't care. To me, there's no withdrawal worse than this than maybe benzos. And again, my experience, you can go look at other people on here on YouTube or online. That'll echo this sort of thing. Like, if you're in this deep, this is not like quitting caffeine. This is like psychosis nightmare. I'm not sure there's a worse depression and anxiety that can be felt than what I do in the acutes, especially the first week or two. It's a nightmare. It's a horror nightmare. The way I explain it is, it's like my fight or flight instinct can't turn off. So just imagine that was on for you and will not turn off, and your brain is wired and you can't sleep and your digestion's fucked and your stomach's burning. I didn't get physical withdrawals as much. My body didn't ache. I didn't get that bad of RLS. I didn't get the flu-like symptoms or whatever. I wish I did. I wish those were the only ones I got. If it was, this would be a breeze. The mental component of this is a nightmare. It's the worst. And I've done a lot of testing to see what works for me. And maybe people will give some hate or whatever, but I need to work full time. I need to keep my job. I can't just take like months off. Like, no offense to Jason Ellis and Noah, his guest, and some of these other people that like are able to take weeks off and like months off and are like, I barely did it, and I'm like, I wish I had the resources you did to kick this, because it would be hell. But at least, I mean, waking up every day and going to work while doing it for me was unsustainable. I was not able to do it. And I tried to tell my family and people around me about it, and no one knew what it was, and no one like knew how to help, and just basically said, I don't know what that is, stay over there. And I was like, okay. And I've tried to go to express clinics, like those quick emergency clinics they have. And I was like, I'm on this stuff and I'm trying to get off and I'm losing my mind. And they were like, I don't know what that is. I can't give you anything. Go somewhere else. And I was like, okay. And I went to a few hospitals. I've talked to a few doctors. They're like, I don't know what any of this is. So I was like, and they're like, we can't give you anything. One gave me like, it was basically like, what is it, like Pepto-Bismol. They were like, we can give you like some stomach antacids, and it's like the least helpful thing in the fucking world. It's terrible. So now with my most current quit, I'm like 8 or 9 days off, and I'll say I think I found the things that will help me get through this. Again, get the help you need. Not that this works for everyone. I actually saw these ones I'm going to mention don't work for everyone. For some people, they're like, I felt nothing. I think some people were like, it actually made me feel groggy or restless. Like, it was a mild negative, let alone positive. So the first one is gabapentin. I've been using that in as low doses as I can. I'm not overdoing it because I know these also have their own issues. So it's like, if you're going to do this, you got to be smart about it. And if you're not going to be smart about it, don't do it. Because you should start small, as low as you can with like the base supplements that are safe, and work your way up to more like intense ones. Because I haven't used Suboxone or Klonopin or, some of the stronger things. But obviously I am using gabapentin, and the second one is clonidine for sleep. And that one's the game changer for me. Because gabapentin doesn't help like knock me out sleep at the end of the night. Clonidine does, and it's so helpful. And I'm really keeping an eye on that. And don't plan on these being on these long. But I guarantee the withdrawals from these other two are nowhere near Kratom. Kratom is pure poison for me. When I quit, within a few days of quitting Kratom, I lost 15 pounds. I'm not joking. I was 230 and I dropped to 215. I'm like, that's absurd. That is an absurd weight drop. My body was holding so much water weight, which is clearly like inflammation or bloating, or clearly the body is like not loving that. Probably very high cortisol, because Kratom affected my sleep. I was not able to sleep well ever while on Kratom. But I was able to push myself each morning by taking another dose, and then you end up spiraling at some point. But now I'm doing better than I have in a while. My mind and brain are still like jazzed. Like it still feels foggy. I'm lethargic. The focus isn't there. Moods are still not great. But my body feels so much better. I feel like I'm stronger and my body has more energy. But my brain still it feels completely just busted up and just trying to like find ground. And who knows how long that'll take. All I know is I finally have something that will like help me sleep through the first few weeks or month maybe of this, which I never had. And I would basically just be losing my mind, not sleeping. And it just made quits undoable with work and life. So that's basically all I have for this video. I mean, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you think none of this is real and I'm exaggerating and, it's all in my head, or I'm a puppet of the pharma industry, or whatever you want to say, I don't care. And in fact, I welcome it. Like, I am so not scared of people like that. Like, they'll blame everyone for getting hooked, even though they claimed it was a safe alternative, to coffee. And it's like, you can have a few cups of coffee a day. You can't have a few cups of Kratom a day and be okay. And then they'll turn around and blame you for it. Because I've checked the Kratom subreddits out, and they always people are like, I feel really bad. Like, what should I do? And they're like, oh, you haven't been rotating the strains enough. Oh, you haven't been drinking enough water. Oh, you haven't done X or Y. And it's like, no, you're in complete denial. And actually, they'll ban anyone who even has mild concern. These pro Kratom communities are nuts. And if you don't see the danger in this stuff, then I wish you the best. And if you don't think this is dangerous, I'll challenge you to think about one thing. If it went Schedule 1 overnight, complete ban of this nationwide, how would everyone who's been on this for multiple years with moderate to heavy doses, how would all of them be doing? What do you think they would do? You think they would be fine? Maybe you do. Having done this for 10 years and tangoing and looking at every YouTube video of everyone's quits, I can honestly tell you that people would be looking for things similar to Kratom that get you that high. And yeah, it's not sugar and it's not coffee. I've quit coffee. I've quit sugar. This is not that. This is definitely like a real drug. And don't let anyone blame or shame you for getting hooked on this, because it's like the information's not there. And the information's getting out. And I think it's scaring the pro Kratom community. And good. There'll be a handful of people that say, oh, it helped X and Y get off other things. Yeah, well, there's other things. There's other assistance already. There's already programs to get people off of other hard drugs. Those already exist. We don't really need Kratom in that space. And if we do, it's heavily regulated and monitored. People are going to rehab for this stuff. I wish I could. I wish I could have. But I couldn't. There's some great podcasts. There's the Quitting Kratom podcast. And Jason Ellis. If you think I'm messing around, go check that dude's videos out. Him and Noah. It was like Noah John or Noah Joe or something. They talked about their experience, and basically it's torture. And these are like athletic guys who've used drugs. Jason Ellis got off heroin and OxyContin and antidepressants and meth and booze. You name it. And he goes, Kratom was the hardest. So what? What about that? I have a bit of a combative tone, but it's because you're not going to put me on my heels. This information's important. And at the end here, I guess, supplement-wise, if you're looking to start out with supplements, the ones that people actually report helping are magnesium glycinate, black seed oil, and megadosing vitamin C for like the first week or so. I know some people do it like 3 days. It's basically like, I think it's anywhere between 3 to 5 grams of liposomal vitamin C, specifically that one. And yeah, I wish I had this information years earlier, but I'm here to give it now. This stuff is not a healthy mood boost, and we need to treat it like that. And if a handful of people used it for good, great, but I guarantee this does more harm than good. I would guarantee it, based on my experience. Alright, that's it. That's all I got. Cheers to day 8 or 9. I don't even know what I'm on at this point. And yeah. Maybe I'll do another one. I don't know. If people are interested, I will, but otherwise, no. See ya.